So Kyosuke screwed up a little bit. He was supposed to secure the Miwa family's land and their house so that they could develop a hotel on it, and the father ended up getting a loan from another family member, and now they're not going to be losing their land. So Gonzo, understandably, was a little bit upset about it, and I'm understating that, because Gonzo doesn't just get a little bit upset at things. So he kind of gathered together like all of his Yakuza members and was like celebrating with Kyosuke about him getting a girlfriend, but I think it was more of an intimidation thing. He gave him a bunch of money, and yeah, it was kind of scary. So anyways, he's got to devise a strategy, as it says right here, to end the charade. He's got to cut ties with Gonzo. I have no idea how that's going to happen, while maintaining his relationship with Tsubaki. So we're going to kind of see how he navigates this. What do you think? Is this cafe too fancy for you too, or are you comfortable? Like I've said previously, I like fun places, right? When you're going out to eat or whatever, I like a good atmosphere. I don't like fancy places though. I think fancy places are just terrible. After asking for my permission, Tsubaki took her cell phone out of her pocket. Does she want you home? Wow, what a goated parent. Just allowing her child, who normally does a lot of responsibilities around the house, to just kind of relax for once. You guys sure are close. Well, in any case, if your mom said it's okay, you should hang out with me a bit longer. Saki seemed to be wavering. Don't you think it's tiring to carry so much responsibility in your family? Right after she finished, Tsubaki's brow furrowed. Bad? So what? Personally, I think it's unhealthy if you don't take time for yourself every once in a while. I don't think it's selfish at all to want to take care of your own needs. Everybody has things that they like, everybody has, times when maybe they are doing too much and they get overwhelmed, right? I don't think it's bad at all to schedule a time and say, hey, I'm going to maybe take this day to go do something I want to do. I'm going to go participate in hobbies that I like that maybe I don't get to because of how much responsibility I have during the week. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, obviously, you have to do it within reason, right? Because you still have those responsibilities. Especially like me as a parent, I can't just take a day off from being a parent as much as I want to. Sometimes I get the opportunity to. Sometimes my mom will watch her for a bit, but that's not all the time, right? I definitely think Tsubaki, having been the oldest sister, deserves a lot of time off. I mean, that's not really her responsibility to raise the kids. I think she is an example for them, but I think in some regards she needs to show an example of being independent, going out and living her own life. They need to set the example for the younger kids that she's courting. She's looking into a relationship and trying to start a family of her own. Like, that in itself is also an example too. I think Tsubaki is so used to just kind of being there all the time that she thinks that if she goes out and kind of lives her own life and has fun, that she's being selfish, when that's not true at all. Thinking she pulled out her diary from somewhere. Now, there's no need for the diary. That just means you're a human being, Tsubaki. Saki said so brightly, gently holding onto my arm. Alright then, let's get a bite to eat. What do you want?
なんでもいいよ。私は京介くんについていくの。
Her head was rubbing up against my arm. Out in public, she innocently lets me spoil her. For me, who's really sensitive to other people's attention, this is a bit discouraging. Still, I admire her purity. I brought Tsubaki to a nearby restaurant that I go to often. Tsubaki seemed to really care for busy spots such as this, and just like always, she jotted the location of the place into her diary. Say, why do you enjoy writing in your diary?
なんでだろうね。
I don't know. I respect people who write in their diary, because in a way, that's like keeping a memory of it, right? You can express like how excited you were to go to this place with somebody, and you can look back and like perfectly recall like how you felt then. Which, you know, if you just rely on your memories can be spotty, right? After a while, it's like, yeah, you forget details. But if you write it down, you can get like an exact idea with as much detail as you write down. So I really respect people that do that, because then that's nice if you want to share it with somebody else later down the line. I've tried keeping like a diary like for a short period. It's really hard, but it's cool to look back and see exactly like what was going on, and it really like kind of supplements your memory in a way, and helps you remember those details better. So like I think diaries are a really cool idea. It takes a lot of dedication. I don't really have the patience to sit down anymore and write a bunch of details. When did you start the habit of writing?
きっかけは子供の頃お父さんが買ってくれたからかな。もう何度も修理に出してボロボロになってるんだけどね。
Why'd you have to repair it so much? Is that just because you read through it so often?
京介くんはどうしてクラシックが好きなの？
Who knows? Maybe it's because my family loved it. I still remember my father playing air on the G string.
やっぱりお父さんの影響を受けるんだね。一緒だね。
She giggled happily. However, I'm nothing like you. Many differences between my family members and yours are like the differences between the sky and the depths of a chasm. Wow, that's pretty drastic. Tsubaki. Like he was studying my face from
ど
below.
うしたの？寒いの？
Damn. I still think that's like so cute that she calls us baby now. It's a bit uneasy. Can I really have a normal relationship with Tsubaki? I don't know if he can. I would like to see them try. I just don't know with Gonzo if that'll work. Can Tsubaki, a person who grew up surrounded by happiness, possibly understand me well enough to be my girlfriend? However, can I really force someone like her out of her home?
お仕事のことかな。
Yeah, something like that.
私にできることがあったら何でも言ってね。
Anything, huh? Then convince your father to sell your land to Sanao. I can't really just come out and say that. After the man went through all that trouble to get the money so they wouldn't have to move, that his family could finally calm their hearts. Alright, I will. Anyways, let me walk you home.
ああ、いいよ。一人で帰れるよ。忙しいんでしょ？
No, I insist.
そう？
In truth, she's right. There's no more time to play around. Then a week, no 6 days, I need to conceive and execute some new scheme. I wonder if the direction he's gonna take is just being honest. That goes against his character, his whole way of thinking. But it might be the only way he can get out of this, is if he's just honest and has them sell the home anyways, just to protect his lifestyle with Tsubaki, to protect his future. It might be better just to do that. Unfortunately, I don't know. Can he get out of being a part of Gonzo's, you know, family, as they called it? I don't know if he can escape that unless he really runs away. But if he runs away, I feel like that's putting Tsubaki's family in danger. I just don't see a good option for him. It kind of just sucks, but what is he supposed to do here? Sure, he can devise another scheme. He can cause their family even more grief. But I don't know. The bad thing is, if he's just honest, then it makes it seem like he was kind of the one behind everything that happened before. So that's not really a good option either. On my entrance, the family mobbed me as usual. Hey kid, don't pull on my pants.
大人気だね、京介くんは。
Welcome back, Tsubaki's mother said open-heartedly.
いやー、すっかり君もこの家に馴染んできたね。
Indeed he has. But he's also the one that's hurt this family the most, probably of anybody.
うんうん、違和感ないよね。
There's like such contradiction here, and it's like I don't know what his right option is. I don't know. Is it bad that I sometimes think the thing he should do is devise another scheme, screw them over again, but like secretly help them from the shadows, and then just pull apart from the family, just disappear? Maybe just uninvolve them after that?
泊まってくんだろ。今日は夜通し僕の若い頃の話でも聞かせてやろうじゃないか。いや、僕はね、こう見えてもディスコ六本木の VIP だったんだよ。
I don't know, that name sounds familiar. These people always manage to throw me off. I'm sorry, but there are things I need to attend
いい
to.
じゃないか。明日は休みなんだし。
お風呂は？京介くん、これから氷が降るっていう話だよ。
Actually, I remember seeing something about that.
ごめんね、送ってもらったばっかりに。
ああ、なんだい。どうしてもって言うんなら、ハイヤー呼ぼうか。
No, I'll be fine. If you count the distance and transit time, it would likely cost over 10,000 yen.
遠慮しなくていいよ。母さん、ハイヤー。
Alright, I get it, I understand. Why do they have to be so caring? I'll stay the night. What do they believe about me that causes them to treat me this way? No, it's just because this is their nature. Maybe they treat everyone like this. What would they think if they found out I was the person behind the misfortunes that befallen them? I took a bath with Hiroaki-kun.
また全部お兄ちゃんに洗ってもらった。
The kid doesn't seem to know hot from cold, running from the room stark naked.
ありがとうね、京介くん。
I went to with my daughter last night. We went outside on the patio as like the sun was going down, so it was getting kind of cold. It's like been warm during the day, which is nice, but it's been getting really cold at night. It's really polar opposites. So I took her out there, and she's like, "No, don't want to wear my pants anymore. Just want to go out in the diaper, you know, the pull-ups." And I'm like, "How are you not cold?" I'm sitting here, you know, long sleeve and pants on. And I'm like, I thought it was maybe a little bit chilly, maybe a little bit colder than I'd like. And she's just sitting here with no pants and a short sleeve shirt. And she was perfectly fine, perfectly happy to do that.
なら、今度は椿が京介くんの背中洗ってやれ。
恥ずかしいこと言わないでよ。
Laughing, Tsubaki's father left for the
お姉ち
bathroom.
ゃん、アイス買いに行ってもいい？
It looks like he's starting to ask for permission before doing something.
じゃあ今から一緒に行く？
I wish my daughter would communicate at all. It's hard enough for me to get her to even listen when I say something. She's she's only 2, but like, and she doesn't really say a lot yet. So it's like, I can tell her something, doesn't care. She's just gonna do whatever she wants. One of our fall decorations fell on the floor. She ripped it up because she has like no self-control whatsoever. Hopefully that'll improve. I'm really hoping. Did I just hear the hail start? The window shook loudly from the oncoming wind.
残念だな。アイス食べたかったな。
I don't care if it's cold outside. I will have something cold. I will eat ice cream when it's cold out. I don't care. I mean something warm is nice too, but like I'll go get a cold drink on a cold day. I don't care. Hiroki looks dejected.
コンビニそんなに遠くないからちょっと走って行ってくるね。
I thought Tsubaki would say that. I put a jacket over my pajamas.
あれ、いいよ。京介くんはオセロでもしてて。
Othello? Who am I supposed to play with? Let's just hurry. Took Tsubaki's hand and pulled her
お
outside.
兄ちゃんありがとね。
Smiled from cheek to cheek. Just what am I doing? That night, he was drinking with Tsubaki's father. In those days, you weren't a man if you didn't have a bike, you
バ
see.
イク
Oh, I'm reading his line. Oh, well. I can read his line, too. Who cares? Is that
京
right?
介君はバイク乗るのかい
No, but I have a driver's license.
そりゃあいい今度みんなで遠出するときには
Yeah, driving can be a real handful. I think in Japan, it's pretty hard to get your driver's license. And then you also have to prove that you have somewhere to park it. You can't just buy a car and then not have a parking spot. My cell rang.
あどうした出ないのかい
I'm assuming that means you have to have like a residence that has parking. You can't just park it on the street. Not that they have a lot of parking on the street anyways. No, sir, I'm speaking with Elder right now.
バカ何をよそよそしいこと言ってる
Alright. Reluctantly left my seat. Quietly in the kitchen, I took the call. It's me. Yeah, look, I realize government official scandals don't exactly grow on trees. Wait, stop right there. The deputy commissioner has a 16-year-old son, doesn't he? That's it, we got him. Use that to put on the pressure. I'm a real bastard. Yeah, well, that may be right, but the kid's problem is the parent's problem. If you don't like it, then don't have kids. He's not wrong. I mean, as much as I like to say that my daughter's problems are hers, because sometimes she just gets I don't know, she gets frustrated with like the smallest things. They're so insignificant. Like, I don't even know necessarily what she's getting frustrated about sometimes. Like, it just feels like she's complaining to complain. But it's like, at the end of the day, if she's having problems, she's upset, like, they are kind of my problems too. Like, I need to figure it out and help her deal with those things. Trying to work on the emotional part of it. She's very emotional. But, you know, it's hard to communicate with her. She doesn't really understand enough yet. Though, I think she's smarter than I think she is. I think she plays dumb sometimes. I think she understands what I'm saying, but chooses not to listen. That's what family is, isn't it? After finishing, I felt my existence was tiny. Sure, let's get some dinner or something next time. I hung up.
京介君まさか他の女の子じゃないだろうね
Already being accused of cheating. Of course not.
いやいやでも聞こえちゃったよ
It's a friend and a very important business
ま
partner.
あ君はモテそうだからねよく椿みたいなの選んでくれたもんだよ
He's like, I'm so glad you picked my daughter.
私がどうかした？
なんだもうお風呂から上がった
Okay, suddenly appeared. You can definitely tell the dad's a little drunk. Getting very emotional.
じゃあ父さんはもう寝ようかなあとは二人でごゆっくり
I don't know. I've definitely seen a lot of people drunk, so I kind of know what they act like. But I've personally never been drunk. I've drank, but like I've never felt drunk at all. So I wouldn't know. I'm not like a big drinker though. I really don't care for alcohol. Quickly retired to the bedroom.
お父さん変なこと言ってたでしょ？
He's always saying weird things. So yeah. You have an interesting father.
よかった。
Suki was staring at me without blinking.
最
Like
近
that crazed
よ
girlfriend.
く笑うね。うちに来れた楽しさ、気のせいかな。
I definitely think that Tsubaki's family is the family that he would have wanted. But if you think so, it's probably true. He has this weird thing going on where he's kind of fighting his child self, where his child self is wanting to engage with the family and wanting to interact and wants to kind of relish it since it's something that he probably wanted and never could have. And I think at some point he just became... What would the word be? He kind of just gave in to the fact that like the world is kind of cruel. But at some point, I think he still did have hope that maybe he could have something similar. So it's this weird conflicting emotions inside of him. He's got like the logical side that says, you know, like they're naive and how can they not just, you know, want money and power like everybody else in my life did. And then there's the side that really wants to embrace this nice, wholesome family that just lives life and tries to enjoy it as much as they can.
よかった。
A brilliant
私
smile.
ね、京介くんに何をしてあげられるんだろうって考えてたんだ。
And I understand what she was getting at and gave her an ambiguous shake of my head.
京介くんって一人で何でもできる人でしょ？
What can you do for someone who can already do everything for himself? I personally think the best thing you can give someone in life is experiences. I think that you can buy experiences, right? You can pay money and then go out and have a good experience, right? But ultimately, it's not the money that mattered, it was the experience itself. And you can have really fun moments just chilling at home. Sometimes you're having a great conversation with somebody and you're laughing and just having the time of your life. And you know, does that cost maybe a little bit of money? Did you need to buy things? Maybe you bought a pizza or something, or maybe you were playing video games. You had to buy those in the first place, so you could maybe argue that's money. But ultimately, it was the fact that you're just sitting down and having fun with other people, and maybe you're having just fun by yourself. Sometimes that happens too. I mean, it's the experience itself that matters. And I think that anybody can have that. No, it doesn't matter how much money you have. That's not the case.
でも、あんないいお家に住んでるし、お金も持ってるし。
And you know, they talk about, and it's kind of cliche, but you can't buy love or you can't buy happiness. Those are things that you just get through things like this. I think Tsubaki gives him that. Tsubaki gives him happiness and love, and that's not something that he can get on his own as far as just having stacks of money. I'm nothing special. The special people are those from my father's company. Some of them have earned, some of what they've earned has just trickled down to me, that's all. I really do believe that.
困った時は助けてくれるし。
I saved her. Maybe it seemed that way from her perspective. Look, just don't overestimate me so much.
そうかな。京介くんが自分のことをちょっと安く買いすぎてるんじゃないかな。
She happily inched over to me again.
なんでも言ってね。
You want to help me this much, then?
なら
I can't tell her to move out. Maybe you should come and live with me. Wow, okay, my guy. That was direct. I like it, though. Her face flushed red in a flash. Your family should move into a house that's easier to live in. I mean, feel the draft right there. As I said it, I knew that it had little effect.
ありがとう。気持ちだけ受け取っておくね。
That's what I thought. I tried to think up a reason for them to move on the spot, but I couldn't come up with one.
やっぱりちょっと悩み事あるのかな。
I don't know how he would do it, but it would also be pretty cool, other than just being direct and telling the truth, if he like actually fought for them, like tried to keep them in that and kind of defied Gonzo. I don't know how that would go. Probably terribly. She's sharp-nosing my confusion like that. Can I ask you a trite question?
うん。
What's more important, your family or your lover?
ベタだね。
Believing I was joking, Tsubaki
どう
laughed.
だろうね。京介くんは
I couldn't tell you. How about life or money? Most people would say no amount of money can replace a life. What about you? I don't know. It's such a hard dilemma to say whether money or a life is more important. So I mean, I would ultimately like to say that a life is more important. But what if the amount of money that you spend causes a disturbance? Like, let's say the government spent like $1 billion to save one person, okay? Well, wouldn't that $1 billion been better used to like feed a bunch of people that were starving? What if I could save 100 lives by allocating that $1 billion in a different way, rather than spending it on one person for like, I don't know, medication or surgery? You know, what if I moved the money around? Well, does that make it not worth it to spend the $1 billion on one person? I don't know. That's where like a dilemma comes in. There's not like an easy answer to that.
もちろん命だよ。ってあれなんかそんなこと聞かれたことあるな。
Tsubaki tilted her head. Uh-oh, is he saying something that Maou said?
まあいいや。 家族と恋人だったら結局
Is she gonna say that her lover is family? Phil glanced at me and lowered her head, embarrassed.
わかんないな。その時になってみないと。
Damn, okay. That time is drawing near, Tsubaki. I'll try my damnedest to convince your family that they should leave their home behind. Sure, this will be my best chance. Still, I can't seem to find my resolve. I'm hesitant to destroy a happy family like
姉
this.
さんおしっこ。あらあら。
Hiroki rubbed his eyes and grabbed for his sister's hand. Lucky gently held Hiroki's tiny palm. See, if my daughter said that to me, I'd be like, oh, let's go to the bathroom. Like, why do you need me to take you to the bathroom? Especially because he's 5. Like, I can understand my 2-year-old. I mean, I'm still in the process of potty training her. It's not going well. Oh, sorry. I heard something behind me. It freaked me out. Watched the two of them absent-mindedly. Watching this warm scene, I felt peace and I felt jealousy. We're going back to the past. Samurai Jack. Mom, I got a croquette from the school's leftovers.
それは京介が食べなさい。
No, I already had lots and lots. I got it from the guy that sits beside me. We even fought for it. I think I've had it with croquettes for a while.
顔が腫れてると思ったら
Yeah, I'm good at fighting. If I just tell someone to hand over some meat, everyone will get scared and give it
弱
to
い
me.
者いじめしちゃダメよ。
I'm not gonna do that. I'm everyone's leader. I don't think a leader bullies people, but okay.
そうなの？
Look, remember the bruise I had a little bit ago? I got that from rescuing a classmate from a bully in one of the higher
お腹
grades. Nuh-uh.
そう。
Nuh-uh.
でも京介のお腹はまだ食べ足りないって言ってるみたいね。
That's my belly saying thank you. That's right, because I ate a lot.
母さんはいいの。京介は育ち盛りなんだからたくさん食べなきゃダメよ。
It's really interesting, because it seemed like at times his mother was maybe not incredibly nice to him, but at other times it seemed like she really cared. I'm guessing she had a lot of pressure on her. It's like, I feel like good people do bad things sometimes when they're pressured. Like, just anybody will break under pressure. I mean, it's normal, right? It doesn't make you a bad person if you've been struggling and stressed out for a long time. There's just circumstances. Been a liar for a long time. My transparent lies were always seen through by my gentle mother.
京介ごめんね。
You're so poor, there's almost a joke. No one ever even believed that such a family still exists in Japan in this day and age. Yeah, it exists here in America very much too. It's crazy when you go to a big city and see how many people are literally on the streets, how much trash there is, how many people are just succumb to drugs. It's really sad. I really don't like going to cities for that purpose. I always see homeless people. You definitely see people that are just so sad and disappointed with their lives that they turn to alcohol and drugs, and it happens, and they're poor because of it. They have nothing to show for it. My teacher came to my home for a house visit and saw the rundown state of my room. She tried to make me feel better. Kyousuke, even though it's hard now, spring will definitely come. Listen, there's no such thing as a discrepancy between higher and lower people. Didn't hear that in class. There's no need to feel ashamed. Fine, I'll give that poor woman the benefit of the doubt and assume that there is no higher nor low. No matter your perspective, though, there will always be a left and a right. My left, a spoiled boy, was wolfing down his steak. My right, a timid, bullied girl, was able to at least find solace in her comfortable room at home, where she was allowed a clean shower of warm water. Why did other parents laugh and joke, never apologizing once to the rest of the world, while my mom was always bowing to others with a grim expression? Though they never reacted to other children, I realized as I grew in years that the eyes of the township's kind elderly ladies had borne pity and thus contempt for me. All this because we had no money. If you don't have money, you'll have to submit to others when you shouldn't have to. You'll be suspected even though you didn't do anything. You become the subject of pity without even noticing. Two greatest gifts poor or weak people can be bestowed with are the endurance of livestock and the servility of a slave. Wow, this is really kind of deep here. If that wasn't the case, then why would Mom, a woman who had continually preached to me about not hurting the weak, allow herself to be tortured like that? My dreams remembered that I still carried my father's immense debt, and I watched myself be crushed to death by the weight of money. I don't know. Would you guys consider Japan to be a really materialistic society? I've definitely seen that it seems like status there is kind of important. It does seem, which is interesting to me because I feel like they're very much a society that doesn't want to stand out, but also like what kind of job you have and things like that really determine like who you are as a person. It defines you. At least from like media that I've seen. I've never been to Japan, so I can only judge it based on things like that. I definitely feel like your livelihood matters. I would maybe just say that's an Asian thing because you see that in Korean media too. Like your job is your status. If you work for a good company and you've been loyal, like that's the thing that matters, right? Like that kind of determines who you are. Whereas here in America, that means nothing. Like your loyalty to a company, nobody cares. It just matters how much the company's paying you, what kind of benefits you have, and what kind of house and car you can drive. Which is just kind of sad. I feel like it is very much meant to just kind of trap you. You're always trapped in this cycle of wanting more and more here in America, and it's just it's not worth it. It doesn't really make you happy. I think everybody wants a house. I think people that work hard should be able to have one. You should be able to have a place that's your home. But home means different things. Some people are comfortable in apartments. Some people like a big house. But everybody deserves some place that they can feel safe and have a roof over their head. And it's really interesting listening to Kyousuke talk about like this kind of gap between people that have it all and the people at the bottom who are just accused of doing wrong, even though life just was a little bit harsh on them. I like when they talk about these more serious topics.
京介くん
It's really interesting seeing how Kyousuke kind of became the person he is and why in his thought process. It's very depressing. Lucky shook my shoulders. A groan escaped my lips, and as I slowly
どう
sat
し
up,
たのうなされてたみたいだけど
why am I here? Why am I in this rundown shack? I should be in my penthouse. Wow. It's really interesting to hear him say that. I feel like he wants all this status and money just to maybe hide from those feelings that he's had. It's crazy to hear him say that after like what we just experienced. I think he doesn't want to be that lonely kid that feels like the whole world's against him, and if he has all this money, then people won't feel that way. And I actually think he's a little bit justified in feeling that way. I do think that's kind of how the world is. That's not right, but that's just kind of how it is sometimes.
寝ぼけてるのかな
My eyes focused on Tsubaki's face. Right, sorry, good morning. Did I say something insulting just
み
now?
すぼらしくてごめんね
Bucky seemed to be happy as she still had a smile on her face. Sorry, what should we do today?
遊んでもらえるのかな
Okay. I have to think of a way to convince her to move. Do you want to go for a
じゃ
walk?
あみんなでご飯食べてからだねねえ僕もついていっちゃダメ
I don't know, though. Like, do I want to cheer for Kyousuke here? Because I ultimately want him to get together with Tsubaki. Or should I just cheer for Tsubaki and try to get her to keep her home and see if they can work out things from there? It's really conflicting. Kyousuke is like... Kyousuke is different to me in a little bit from Light Yagami. Light Yagami was actually a character that I kind of cheered on at times. I do think that he had some good values. I really do. And this might be a hot take. I do think that Light actually was a little bit of a good person. I think he had some really twisted ways of getting things accomplished, though. I don't think at the start that he had bad intentions. I do think there's a need for reform for criminals. I actually... Never mind, I'm not going to get into this. We're not getting into this. But let's just say at the start, I did agree with Light. I did agree with what he was doing. Okay, that's a hot take. I think episode 7, if you guys know of Death Note, I think that's where it started going south. That was one of the most fucked up episodes, but it was so good. Definitely was taking a dark turn there. I'm pretty sure that's the episode. Anyways, Kyousuke, on the other hand, I don't want to cheer him on. I really don't. I just don't know. He's just such a conflicting person. He's trying to get together with Tsubaki, but also, like, is the reason why she hurt so much. It's like, can I really cheer that on? Nope, we'll bring you a present when we get back.
ほんとやったー
Wow, Hiraki is so easy to buy out. Being kind to Hiraki is a prerequisite to any plan involving the Miwas.
僕ね、ゲーム欲しい
Cool, got it.
京介くん、いいんだよ。ヒロアキもあんまりせがまないの。
After that, we left her complaining brother and made our way towards the streets. Being a day off, Central Boulevard was packed to the brim with
本
couples.
当によかったの
Don't worry about it. All I want to hear from you right now is a hint as to what you'd like. We've been going out for 10 days now, so I want to get you something for commemoration.
ありがと
Made a face.
う。でも、いいのかな
What? Isn't it normal to give gifts to your girlfriend?
そうなの私、男の人と付き合うの初めてだから。
I mean, I don't think 10 days is a big milestone, but sure. Like I said, don't worry about it. What do you want? Tsubaki was nonplussed. Anything is fine.
じゃあ、輪投げセットとか
Hoopla said. What kind of hoopla set?
なんのっていうか、輪投げセット。ダメかな
No, but why do you want something like that?
家族みんなで遊べて楽しそうだなってずっと思ってたの。
Kyousuke's mind cannot handle that somebody would just want a fun party game.
子供の頃から欲しかったんだよ。
Oh, yeah. I really don't know what to say. I think the gifts a guy usually gets for his girlfriend are more like purses or necklaces or watches, you know, things like that. But see, none of that shit matters, okay? I'm gonna go off. I don't care about jewelry. I use a $20 watch, okay? I could have got a cheaper one, but I like the style of that one the best. So I got a $20 digital watch, okay? And I love it. It is great. It does everything I want it to do. And I think it looks pretty fashionable, okay? So $20 watch, that's about what I wanted to spend. I wanted to spend $20 or less, and it was about $21, okay? Necklaces, I think you shouldn't probably spend more than $28 too. I don't think it's worth spending more than that. I don't care for jewelry. I don't care for it on women. I don't care for it on men. I think it's a waste of money to spend a lot. And my wife will tell you that I haven't bought her an expensive ring. But to be fair, I didn't buy her an expensive ring because she loses things so much. She's lost multiple wedding rings so far. That's why I never spend too much on them. She wants a more expensive one. She wants a nicer one, but I'm like, eh. And then purses, who cares? I see women spend $300 on purses. I have been in luxury purse stores with my wife. I don't care. I don't care about a $300 purse. Sure, it's nice, but you could go get a cheaper purse at TJ Maxx or Ross, and it would be just as nice. And you could probably spend like $50 or less. It's a bag for carrying things, okay? I'm sorry, I don't like luxury things unless they add some kind of value you won't get out of cheap things. Like technology, totally understand spending more. You get more out of it when you spend more. Whereas a purse, it's not like you suddenly become like a better person because you got a $300 purse. No, that's not how that works. It's supposed to be a gift, especially for you if we get something for everyone to enjoy.
ダメなのかな
But see, that's why Tsubaki's a good person, because she wants to buy something that everybody can enjoy for her gift, because that gives her an experience that rewards her as a person. It helps her to have fun, you know? It's kind of like buying a Jackbox game on Steam. You know, you go buy a Jackbox game, and now you can enjoy that with everybody. You can enjoy a new experience. Like that's just something that rewards you as a person and rewards everybody. It's just fun, okay? That's what I'm saying. Experiences matter. Yes, sometimes you have to expend money on experiences, but just if it helps you to have fun, who cares? Not saying I won't get it for you. Sorry, I've been ranting a lot this episode. I've been giving very passionate opinions and trying to hold back.
お父さんもお母さんもひろあきもみんな嬉しいと思うよ。
Exactly, that's what matters. Guess what I'm trying to say is you should think of something more for yourself. Oh, here's a better way to put it. Normally a gift with meaning should be something that makes you specifically happy. And that's fine. You can give gifts that do that as well. But I think if she wants a gift that she can enjoy with others, that's helping her as well, specifically. Something tells me this is only going to get more and more confusing.
みんな嬉しいと私も嬉しいよ。
You're a saint. It's not coming. You know this whole sweet as sugar thing is getting pretty questionable.
え
I get it. Let's go to the department store. Now that I think about it, will they even carry hoopla sets? 2 hours later, it's just as I suspected. No matter how many stores we checked, not one single one had a product we were looking for.
残念だけどしょうがないね。
Of course, we wouldn't still be looking if we wanted something better.
いいもの？
Something expensive girls are supposed to flaunt their Christmas presents to each other to show off how much they're loved. And that's bullshit. It's so bullshit. Who cares how much somebody spent on it? You should be appreciative that they did spend money on you, that they thought about you enough to buy you something. That's what matters.
詳しいね。
I care so much about practicality. Like, give a gift that somebody is actually going to use. I actually sometimes don't buy gifts because I don't know what people would really want. I get so stressed out about finding something that I feel like somebody's actually going to want and appreciate. I mean, that's not how it
京
is.
介くんは結構贈り物してたのかな。
I hate doing things for show, okay? I really do. Yes, gingerly.
だから今まで結構な人と付き合ってたのかな。
I was wondering if you cared about things like that.
もちろんだよ。
I'm a bit relieved, honestly. Surprise for Tsubaki's brow. Let's grab some lunch.
あ、ちゃんと答えてもらってないよ。
We are the masters of deflecting. We're like a politician. Bucky resembled a child as we walked along the street. She got excited about every little thing.
あ、見て見て。あの信号って青になるのにすっごい時間差あるんだね。
Modern traffic lights are really intelligent. I hear they calculate relative traffic volumes and change the timing accordingly. Maybe in some places. I feel like in America, it's just like set on a schedule.
へえ、すごいな。
I always thought they all had sensors. Maybe they do. I don't know. Sometime later, we stopped at a street side stall selling accessories, but some definitely just rotate. Like they just have a
京
timer.
介くん、ブランドの時計がすっごい安い値段で売ってるよ。
I know. I hate going to shopping malls because they just gouge you. Whispered into her ear. They're all fakes. Don't be fooled into buying them.
偽物？どうしてそんなもの売るの？
It's not cruel. The customers buying them usually know when they're fakes when they're
で
buying them.
も騙される人もいるよね。
It's
そ
fraud.
れは悪いことだよ。
Oh,
詐欺だ
Tsubaki.
よ。
Oh, Tsubaki. If only you knew how much stuff here in America is a fraud. The things that we are required to have and buy. It's all a fraud. We're all getting screwed over. Maybe Japan's better, but I don't know. I don't know whether or not this is bad with the stall owner isn't trying to trick us. At least he's not trying to sell fakes as a real thing, so it's not really fraud.
なんか難しいね。
I don't know. I've seen plenty of people wearing like fake clothing and stuff that's like clearly not the luxury brand, but they wear it anyways. They enjoy it. If you don't see anything wrong with it you particularly like, you should avoid buying anything. Although to avoid a misunderstanding, I should point out that sometimes the deal of the real deal might come across a great deal on a beautiful handmade necklace or something.
へえ、知らなかったな。
I think the only reason you should ever buy something more expensive is because the quality is better. Like if you're buying something from a brand that makes good quality stuff, that uses better materials and has better craftsmanship, then yeah, I mean, obviously they should charge more for that. But if it's just the same shit with a different logo on it. As we wandered casually along the streets near the shopping center, Tsubaki stopped again. This time we found ourselves situated before a group that was adjusting the street. Every member was wearing pure white clothes, handing pamphlets to passerbyers. Hey, Tsubaki, we're going.
うん。こういうのちょっと気になるよね。
Is that the one that like invites people to I don't know, was it like concerts or something? They were pretty much involved with us, like the criminal underground, not the least. Giving a quick listen to sermons about scandals related to political and economic figures. Those are too many people obstructing their salvation. Okay, this is a religious group, so not who I was thinking.
みんなが平等になれたらいいよね。
I don't know. I have a hard time saying that everyone's equal because everyone's different and unique, and that's not something we should take away. We shouldn't try to paint everyone with the same brush. We should say, hey, okay, as humans, we all have value, right? And I'm not trying to say that different people have different value, but I'd like to say that everybody is the same but different, I guess. If that makes sense, I want to say that everybody should have things that are different about them. We shouldn't try to lump everybody together, right? We should celebrate that people have different talents and different things that make them interesting. Yes, if only.
みんな楽しいのが一番だよね。
Yeah, everyone deserves to be happy. It'd be wonderful. Losing what remained of my interest, I left hastily. Looks like you get brainwashed too easily.
うん？
I would just say that she's pretty naive. I wouldn't say that she's wrong. She's just naive. Excuse me. It's noon and I'm being rushed by continuous phone calls. Oh, sorry. It was just like the last time, isn't
いい
it?
よいいよ。
Since we're going out, please try to put up with it. Mid-sigh, another call came. Sorry. Saki held out her hand in a go-ahead pose. What's up, Miki-chan? Yeah. Ah, great job. You're a great help. Right. Then what? I kept on chatting about meaningless stuff with Miki-chan. The call ended, Tsubaki asked me politely.
えっと、
Oh, she's getting
誰
jealous.
なのかな。
Getting jealous of Miki-chan, an acquaintance from work.
そっか、そうだよね。ミキちゃんって呼んでるから誰かなって思って。
We don't really know much about Miki-chan, I feel
だ
like.
よね。
Don't worry about that. The next call came when we gone downtown thinking of eating at a Western restaurant. Well, you're so bad. You didn't even explain it hardly at all. Now she's just gonna think you have some other lover. I noticed the color, my mood suddenly became heavier. Again? Well, what is it? How many times will I have to set Tsubaki aside? It looks like it's gonna be another long one. Apologize to Tsubaki with pleading eyes once more. I already told you I understand, yes. I'm starting to feel exhausted. I casually hold the cell phone with one hand while I trudge up and down the street. Tsubaki seems to feel that something's out of place. She's been staring at me for a while now. I have to pick a good time and end the call. Then, dull impact to my shoulder. My restless pacing had managed to crash me right into a pedestrian.
京介くん、携帯。
The phone had slipped out of my hand and landed near Tsubaki's feet. She picked it up. Tsubaki didn't have any bad intentions, but she couldn't help but hear the screams of anger coming from the receiver. Tsubaki froze. Wow, holy shit, who is this? Even though I've grown accustomed to hearing this insane voice appear hysteria, it's come to a shock as Tsubaki. Terrified Tsubaki passed the phone back to me. Is this his mom? A woman's voice went always full of resentment and sadness.
誰？その、怖いよ。京介くん、一体誰なの？ひょっとして、京介くんのお友達なの？
No, she's not a friend. Tsubaki must be so scared that she's panicking. Can't blame her.
前に付き合っていた彼女さんとか。
Immediately hung up.
私、それでもいいよ。京介くん、かっこいいから、モテたんだろうし。
Wow, too nice.
昔、どんなことあったとしても、いいよ。
Looks like she thinks I have a vengeful ex. In order to calm Tsubaki down, I pressed her against the wall. Wow, okay. Don't make it such a fuss, it's not like that at all. My threatening glare made Tsubaki even more tense.
だって、すごい怖いよ。
Out of her mind. All my strength with nowhere else to go concentrated in my arm. Sorry. That was mom. Okay, I was right. That was his mom. It did sound like it was supposed to be her. And that's the only person I could think of like that. What kind of situation did he leave her in? So that was my mother. Saki was dumbfounded. Her face screamed disbelief. The person who grew up in such a happy environment can never believe that such a mother exists in the world. Yeah. Mom went through a lot. She's just a bit more talkative than she used to be, that's all. She's a bit lonely, I suppose, and with my foster father living far away from her, she's just a bit tired, okay? It's all my fault. Mom was reduced to this because I was poor and weak.
京介くん
That precise moment, I suddenly woke up. A breath escaped my lips, like waking up from a nightmare. What am I doing? Spucky's eyes. I felt that stare many times before. That stare riddled with obnoxious, worthless affection, sympathy.
ごめんね
Yeah, I didn't mention it couldn't be helped. The words that slipped out of my mouth harshly contradicted the raging emotions inside my heart. In the depths of my being, ugly and distorted darkness moved restlessly, accumulating, gathering. The truth is, it was a shock to me. I didn't want Tsubaki to know. I had believed that even if she did find out Tsubaki would not pity me. My belief in her was something purely my own creation. Thus, the betrayal I felt at having my expectations violated was no different. It's really kind of sad to hear him like put up these walls, you know? He's put up these walls to kind of protect himself from others. He doesn't want others to really know too much about his past. He just kind of wants to paint a picture that it was this way and not have anybody go further than that. Quite childish, I know, but Tsubaki isn't much better. In the end, even though Tsubaki says she wants the whole world to be happy, when it comes to a person like me, she has no idea what she should do. There's no way she could possibly understand. Pity is the one thing we do not want. The best cure for our pitiful hearts is the security one feels when one has money and power. Shouldn't I be telling her that?
ごめんね京介くんそんな悲しそうな顔しないで
There's a lot that's going on here right now. I like how he says "are." Like he's kind of referring to people, maybe similarly to him. Maybe he's referring to his mother. And then here, let me hide this real quick. Like her face says a story, like that she's kind of maybe afraid of him almost. And maybe she should be. Maybe she should be afraid of Kyousuke, because Kyousuke is a scary man. Even putting Maou aside, who's much more scary in my opinion, Kyousuke himself has really been hurt. He's kind of been molded into this person that somebody like Tsubaki would never be able to understand. She tried to. She started going in that direction. I just don't think she could.
なんて言っていいのかわからなくて
I think being pinned down by your boyfriend right here, when he just had somebody screaming at him and just trying to downplay it, it'll be scary. Lucky didn't know what to do. She hesitated for a while, blinked a few times, and finally thought of what she wanted to say.
それでも私がいるよ何の役にも立てないかもしれないけれど私のお父さんもお母さんも弟たちもみんな
Every panicky sentence, every word provoked the nerves in my ears. All the feelings I held for Spocky until now, like a flipped card, suddenly faced a different direction. Right. Thank you. Gently lowered my head. Hundreds of times, thousands of times, I forced myself to bow to others, but this time for some reason is unbelievably vivid in my memory. Slowly, Tsubaki cradled my head with her
京介
hands.
くん好きだよ
I love you too. There's no question I've fallen for her. Tsubaki has filled my heart, and you're not
そう
useless.
かなそう言ってもらえると嬉しいよ
Yeah, hidden by my bangs, I close my eyes. I've decided I'll let you be of use to me. Wow. Okay, that was quite the scene. Wandering through the central district until nightfall, I brought Tsubaki to my apartment. She originally wanted to go home, but immediately agreed to stay after I asked her. And when I took off my jacket and pulled her into my embrace, Tsubaki was surprised and her body stiffened, but that was only for a moment. She immediately started making fawning noises and leaned towards me without a scintilla of doubt. Okay, so you guys did tell me that there is an 18 plus version. I didn't know that. Nobody had really mentioned it to me prior, not that I can remember. So I think for the most part, I'm not missing anything too important. It sounds like I'm probably just missing some intimate scenes, which I can't show anyways. So I'm not going to worry about the patch, especially because I'm this far in now. Not going to do that. After we finish, I whispered into Spaki's ear. That was sudden. Were you scared?
ちょっとね。
Her cheek was red from embarrassment, and her expression was relaxed. You didn't dislike it though, right?
京介くんになら何されてもいいよ。
Without thinking twice, she threw out a proclamation that made my neck itch. It beat at Tsubaki. I don't know why, but she fell for me. The only reason she can follow me and spell out her heart like this must be because she saw the school me. There's a question I want to ask you.
何かな？
After everything, did you end up contacting the
警
police?
察に？誘拐のこと？
I nodded.
してないよ。やっぱりした方がいいかな。
We never forgive the kidnapper. You hate the kidnapper. Lucky went silent and her eyes wandered away from me.
どうかな。正直許せないっていうほどじゃないと思う。
You're too good of a person. In that case, it'd be better if the police weren't involved. If the police come, there'd be a whole different horde of interrogations. Your family would be unstable again. I don't think that guy is someone who would be caught so easily either.
お父さんも特にそのことは何にも言わないし。
Well then, let's go to the main topic now. If anything happens from now on, you have to remember to contact me.
もちろんそのつもりだよ。
We don't want to bug the police with some insignificant thing and have them dig up the kidnapping incident, would you?
ちょっとしたこ
Yeah, for instance, well, your father has mentioned anything about calling the police recently. Lucky wrinkled their forehead.
うちを出てってほしいって言われてた時かな。よく知らない人が訪ねてきてて、お父さんも迷
Your father was really thinking about calling the
ど
police.
うだろう。
He decides that's what he'll do. You'll have to stall long enough for me to get
そう
there.
だね。誘拐事件の犯人がどこかでまだ私たちを見張ってるかもしれないしね。ちょっとしたことで警察を頼ったりしたら犯人が怒るかも。
I feel like Kyousuke is so obvious that he's like involved with it because he always asks about it. Saki suddenly became scared. I felt content for the moment. She had no suspicion over what I said. Things are gonna get busy from tomorrow on, so I might not be able to go to school.
そうなんだ。会えなくなる？
We will. Just come over in the evening.
嬉しいな。
I have to start the final preparations tomorrow. There's no time to think things over and be picky here. I'll have to use dirty, violent methods and force them to move out. Gonzo's people will be on the outside, and I'll be on the inside. For that, I must make Tsubaki my possession. Flashed a false smile. Oh yeah, aren't you the class representative?
どうしたの？
Nothing, it just looks like a really tough role.
そうでもないよ。
How about you give it up?
どうして？
No particular reason, just don't think you've wasted enough time on useless things like that.
うん。
Weren't you the class representative the past couple of years too? People usually hate the job. Lucky just laughed.
誰かがやらなきゃいけないことだしね。
Resigned. Spoke sharply. I want you to be with me more and more from today on. Once again, she snuggled into my embrace. I think I understand how a gigolo feels. I need some help from you for my job, and more importantly, I want to be able to spend some quality time with you. Even though she's still hesitant, she smiled weakly.
なら今度からは立候補しないよ。
Really? Thanks, and sorry.
いいんだよ。京介くんがそう言うんなら。
Her mouth may be saying that, but her heart must be wavering. I'll corrupt you little by little, Tsubaki. Okay, let's call it quits for today. I'll bring you home. Saki lashed my arms happily. The wind was quite strong as we made our way back. We walked closer than usual, and I walked her right to her doorstep. The sound of a family floated out the moment she opened the door. Such things are wonderful. Isn't simply having a home and family good enough for a person to be happy? How bad can it be to move a few miles down the road? On the way back, I called a taxi, which was extremely rare for me. The backseat of the vehicle I took out myself, and the necessary calls to orchestrate the harassment of Tsubaki's family tomorrow. Ah! Why would you do that?
ご飯の支度できてるよ。入って入って。
Okay, I'm gonna end the episode here. Did have a few moments, and most of the video was just me rambling on about various topics that I get frustrated about. But I think we'll end it here because there's clearly gonna be some big events happening, just coming up. But I want to save the next episode for that. This route's been a lot longer than I thought it would be. I mean, just the build up to it and everything. But we'll see how it goes. Anyways, you guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.